What's up, everyone? Another Void back with more Factorio for you, episode 48. And I think it's been 2 weeks since I posted. But the reason for that is we're going to do something today that I haven't done in a long time and I'm not very good at. So, one, I wanted to kind of get things ready for that. And two, there's a lot of planning kind of I wanted to do before I started because, again, I'm not very good at it. So I want to make sure that I did it right. So, things we've done in the meantime, though, as you can see, I'm back on Novice, and I'm not sure where I was last episode. I know we just finished up Fulgora. Everything's good to go here. We're getting lots of high quality. This is where I'm getting my quality stuff from. I'm just breaking down quality scrap, and I'm using all those parts, and it seems to be working so far. I don't actually have to produce any quality stuff. It's being produced for me from scrap, which is kind of neat. Go check that out if you're interested. So, yeah, this place is done. It's decent. Like, it's okay, right? One thing I did here off camera is I wanted to generate more high quality stuff. And so I put in a couple extra things. I'm not sure these were involved, where I'm kind of bringing in some green and doing other things with green to reprocess it. As you can see, I'm kind of reprocessing stuff to try to get it into blue, right? Because I needed more blue. I'm also got this steel line because I was running out of quality steel, like rare steel. And some other things you can see here because I just couldn't keep up with the demand on Novice that I was, for these parts. Let's just look at that real quickly. I did build a quality area here on Novice. Yeah, it's down the thing a little bit. That's fine. So this is where I'm building all my quality stuff. It's like a quality mart, right? These are all my parts for my dude. And spidertrons, which I built. I'm calling this threat level Midnight, if you know what that's from. You're pretty cool. As you can see, there's a rare spidertrons. They have rare everything. There's a lot more space in here, so I just put rare legs and all these extra lasers, right, and better shields and stuff like that. But these things rip, man. Only 8 of them are taking out whole bases like with ease. I just run by, they're all dead. As you can see, I kind of cleared out a lot of the bases in here. I just put artillery in. But for this part, I cleared this out with the threat level Midnight group very quickly. It's very fast. And I was just thinking to myself, though, why am I going to clear this out? Because I don't have any need to build Novice any more than it is now. Like, there's just I don't look at all this extra space I have. I'm building it out anyway because it's fun. But I don't need it, right? So I could go for like science permitted or some of those other things. I might go for achieves when we're kind of done with all the planets and stuff. I might go for some achieves. But for right now, I don't need this space. Right. So anyway, I set up like a way to get rare fish here, I'm processing incoming fabric to get the rare fabric and stuff. I'm just doing that on planet. I also set up a bunch of rare ship parts, which we'll be using today. So that'll be kind of nice for our ship that I want to build. I set up a rare nuclear processing, right? Because I needed that to make the spidertrons, I believe. Yeah, because I need these rare nuclear power, like personal power or whatever, because each spidertron consumes that. So you can see it's all set up in here. And that is bad. Yeah, this should be pulling it out. Why is this not pulling it out? Probably because this is not empty, so it doesn't need to. But anyway, yeah, I've got all that set up. I also got a new coal deposit on Volcanus because we're kind of running out of our kind of initial one right here. I just don't trust it. So I went out here and got this one. It's 2 million. That's going to last us kind of quite a long time. That took a little bit of time because I had to clear a bunch of stuff out, run a whole new line and stuff. But I want to make sure these planets keep running. I checked Gleba. I didn't really do anything here. I added some more, I moved this guy over and added some more dirt there or whatever. But again, I want to make sure that we keep this place running. I did have to stand up a new army. I just put it right here, basically, because we got guys coming in from the sides, like over here, and just coming in from the sides, trying to take that out. If they take this out, this whole planet dies. So I added that kind of insurance policy for us. Okay, on to what we're going to do today, though. What are we going to do today? We're going to build what I'm calling the battleship class ship. So up to this point, and I renamed all these ships. I didn't know you could. But I renamed them, put the proper numbering system on them and everything. But if you look at our latest one, the Fulgora, right? I'm calling this the cruiser class. My original class, we'll call it destroyer class, got just demolished. We basically deleted it and created the cruiser class. The cruiser class has been very great for inner planets. But even for Fulgora, it's been stretched to its limits. In fact, off camera, I had to upgrade the power system with rare items As you can see, all the power banks and all the solar panels are rare, and this really helped out my power system. If we can probably see, actually, if you go back far enough. Yeah, you can see here, we got the new guys online, and we don't have any of these dips and problems that we were having before. I also have way more backup power. Probably don't even need this at all, but I've got it. So again, cruiser class, pretty decent. I really like the setup of the engines. It's very simple. Everything works really well. This is just did a really good job. All right, so let's build a new space platform. And now, you never call it 1800. Now, correct me if this is wrong. If you've got Navy nerds and watching these videos, this video, please correct me if this is wrong in the comment section. But the 1800, your series 00, you don't build that. That's like the blank, okay? So we're going to call this 1801, right? This is the first one. Now, again, correct me if that's wrong. And I think I'm really doing Star Trek naming convention. I don't think this is the US naming convention. I think they do it slightly differently. Yeah, because like if you look at the newer aircraft carriers, it's like CV-82 or something. So they changed classes to the Ford class and didn't change the numbering system at all, I don't think. The nomenclature at all. But we're not doing that. Now, this is the first of the battleship class, and it's the first variant of the battleship class, the A variant. As you can see, the B variant, we had to make some updates that the A did not work out. So this is the A variant. We could have other variants. We'll call this USS Aquilo. There we go. We're going to launch it at novice. We need a starter pack. Go. I haven't built a ship in a long time. Well, so now when I build ships, I have a ship blueprint. So if I look at, I believe it's this guy. Yes, he's 1700B. See, this is the blueprint. You don't name the ship 1700. The blueprint is the 00. But I haven't built a ship in a while. All I do is launch the thing, slap that sucker down, and then turn a couple things on, and it builds itself. So this is going to be kind of a new interesting thing here. So let's go up to the Aquilo. It looks like a very, very boring and sad ship right here. Let's start turning on some groups here. I would really... So what we have so far is there's a... one of these is the starter package, new platform build. But this new platform build should be for the cruiser class, so I need to change that. Right? Space. No, this is something different. Let's kill some of these because they're just old junk. All right, I think I got this all sorted out. So what we've got here is away team, right? This is when the landing's on the planet. This is just general away team. This is generic to everybody. That really should be called away team general, probably. This is away team Fulgora. This is specific to Fulgora. This is the things we want on Fulgora that are not on other planets. Same thing for Glella. We also have, these are on the ships. And again, I wish I would have named these that way, like ship supply or something like that. But these are the things that are going up to the ship, right, from Fulgora, and they're transporting stuff. Mostly transport, I think. Some of it's supplies, like the general one, I think, is supplies. And also just general setup. You can see there's a bunch of stuff on there for sending, like, robot parts and stuff like that. So let's create one now, since I deleted the building ones. Kind of crappy. We're going to say space, build, general, right? Just what do you need to build for space? And then what we'll do is we'll bring all this stuff up, build with it, and then we're going to, send it back down. So we'll call this general, and I'm going to want... So what I want to do first is I want to build the asteroid processing loop. But before we do that, let's make some more space here, because I want to put these extra cargo spaces on first. And you can actually, and we do have rare versions of these, you can actually stack them on top of each other. I want to leave the front and the back open to be pulled from. So let's go like that, and I think you can do it. Let's do it 3 times on each side. That'll give us a lot of space, because what we don't want is we don't want to have to add next time, right? So we should do that. There we go. So that'll build this way, because we're going to need to pull... I'm going to put a nuclear power setup on this, which means we're going to need to pull out of the thing, not just from the top to craft things, but we're going to have to pull out of the bottom as well for like fuel cells and things like that. Let's get a whole bunch of this stuff, like, I don't know, a few hundred, 500. We can always dump it. Let's get some of that up here. Let's get, well, we don't know how many of these constructors we need. Let's see how much it thinks it needs when we start building, and then we can actually just request it so it doesn't screw up. What we will need for the supply of the battleship, though, is we're going to need fuel rods, right? Uranium fuel cells. I think we're going to need 100. Because this thing is it's gonna have to power it to Aquilo and back, and then it can get a supply, right? If we run out of fuel cells, we're dead. Like, the rockets will still work, so you can get to the next planet at least, but we can't power the ship, so we can't create any new ammo or anything. We're not gonna be picking up anything. I think we still will be shooting things, so it won't like destroy our ship or anything. But let's get 100 cells. We've got our storage setup, and you can see it's an insane amount. We also have fuel rods for the next thing we're going to build, which is the nuclear power, but we're going to build asteroid processing first. So the problem really with that is I can't really build asteroid processing first because I don't know how big the ship's going to be yet. You really have to build out and then put the asteroid processing in. So actually, let's move that. I'll do it last. In fact, yeah, I'll do it after guns. Right? Because what we do is you just look at what is your ship looking like, and then you put the asteroid processing around it, because really the grabbers just have to be on the outside of the ship. That's really all it is. Let's get to nuclear power. Now, normally, I like doing my asteroid processing kind of in this area, like the rock crushing and stuff. So we'll have the belt come around here, crush all the stuff. That might not be enough space. You might have to actually have it kind of go in a loop right here. Maybe we'll put a loop. And we can have multiple machines then. So if we do a loop, we don't have any of this stuff. We don't need insane belts. Let's just do fast belt, right? That's fast enough, I think. What if we do need express? If we need express, we can pull it up. Let's get 500 of these up here. Let's also get a bunch of bulk inserters. I mean, we're going to have tons of power. I'm not really concerned with the power problem. We don't need that many. Let's just get 50 at a time. And then what else are we going to want? Well, we want nukes right now. Let's do a 2 nuke setup. That might not be enough. I was thinking a 2 nuke setup would be good. And again, I haven't calculated any of this. So to do that, first, again, let's set up our rock crushing area. Because I want to build that and see what size it's going to be before I do anything else. Just give me 10 of those bad boys. And then we'll build them right here. We're also going to be building... So let's start building a little bit of our plan here so we know where things are. Like, this is where the asteroids are going to be coming in. And then they're going to come onto the belt, be processed, and go back out. So to do that, right, and they can flow in here, that's fine. There. That's the transfer spot will be right there. Because remember, if you don't do a transfer loop like that, you can only have crushers touching the belt. So let's get the crushers in here. What we'll do is we'll have it all interact on this one side. Because if I don't, I have to move it out even more. All right, we got our crushers. Let's start putting them out there. And then we'll see kind of what we're looking for. Oh, we are... Oh, that's right. I was working on the nuke thing. Again, so we're going to be pulling out unspent cells and sending back spent cells. That's what we'll do with this line down here. That gives us our kind of our layout for how much space we can use for the crushers here. But the crushers can only use... Man, maybe we do need them to have space in between. We got a lot of space in here. And maybe we do... Because, yeah, that's not going to be enough. We could do our water in here, too. Just have 2 lines of crushers, 2 lines of water. Because the water is just going to pull straight off there. Do we need water for anything else? The ice only goes to water, right? Okay, so, yeah, I think it makes sense for the water guys to be right next to the crushers, right? So let's go back. Okay, so we're going to have crushers. Oh, that doesn't matter. Okay, we'll have crushers like this. Oops, not that. So we need 12 crushers, actually. And that means it'll go like this. And since... Oh, wait. Since we're going to do it like that, we can actually move it to that. Saves us a tiny bit of space. I always like saving a little bit of space. That won't work. Here's the thing, though. Oh, okay, then it puts it back on the belt. The stuff that we want to cycle other places goes back on the belt. Got it. And that works because these guys will put the rocks on one side and the finished product will go on the other side. I really like that kind of a setup. It makes it much easier to kind of process things. So let's kind of get this part set up too, the in and the out. And then for this, ooh, man, that's not much space for water processing. We need piping as well. Let's put these guys in. These are going to be for water, if it'll even fit correctly, which I don't know if it will. Yeah, I don't think this is going to fit, man, because we need one to bring it in. They would work down here. And I guess we could store it right here, because we have some space. This is why I'm saying that. I mean, yeah, that could work. Let's put like 3 of them in here. Oh, that's kind of perfect, actually. Then what we do is... the piping for this is going to be real fun. All right, we got our pipe finally. That's kind of nice. Let's do something like... well, technically, I guess I can just do it from here to there. We really only need this. And then that. And then we can put our tanks. There we go. That's actually kind of cool. Oh, look at that. It, like, taps right into it. Nice. So I'm thinking we want something like this, because there's going to be a lot of water need. I think now we can do the nuclear power, because we have water, right? Do we have heat exchangers? Let's get some heat exchangers up here. We're going to need turbines up here. We don't have that, I don't think. Let's get all our stuff. We got our nukes. Let's kill that. I want 2 more of them. Let's build the nukes right here now. And we're going to want the heat. We're going to want the cells to go around, right? Let's just say something like that for now. Again, they have a bonus now. Great. And then we're going to want fuel rods to go in. And then something to come out. There's something like that. It can probably be closer. I'm just worried about the water a little bit. Let's get this all built and I can move it up in here closer. So that gives you fuel in and spent rods out, right? And then maybe we put the water guys right here and pump the steam down into here. We've got the heat exchangers. Let's start working with those. We can actually kill that because I don't want them to get more. We got the pipe. We don't need more. We've got the foundries. Let's kill. I don't really care if we get... well, we got 200 of that. I don't really care. It's fine. Okay. Steam turbines is the only thing we're waiting for. So what we need to do is we got to connect 5 of these guys, right? So how do we connect 5 of these and not have a real big pain in our asses here? Because we're also going to have to connect with water. And the heat connection is actually right there. So usually you're going to want to do something like that. Yeah, the way we do it is we do something like this. Right, run our heat pipe right from here. And then I think we just do that. Problem is it can't connect right here. And it can't connect at all. So this will have to go out 1. This is kind of cool. I like making these new setups. It is fun. Okay, so it's got to connect right here and then go under and connect to there. Well, it can't go under because it's not enough space. So what we can do, though, is do this. Right? That gives these guys. And then we can just connect the water up right here and do the same on that side. So we're going to want to connect these 2 systems just so they balance each other. Right, like that. There we go. Because we're going to want water to flow back and forth. Okay, that gets us water. It's pretty simple, I think. And we can just do it like this. And then, I mean, let's do it right there so we don't connect to anything else. And boom, we got water. Again, it's sort of a pain. We'll run the steam this direction and then run it down at all our steam turbines down here. Kind of works. I mean, you know, looks kind of nice. Which means we'll have to do that. Run it straight. Again, we can do that. I don't really care. And then we're going to run this straight down. While the same down here. We're going to vertical flip that, which it doesn't really matter. I don't know why I did that. There we go. That is a cool setup. We can just connect it right there, actually. Because that's a fully connected system. It doesn't connect to this side, but it will. Actually, we could connect it to this side. We could say... Will it fit? Oh my god, it does. It goes all the way across. That's nuts. That is a pretty okay setup right there. And then we'll just run the steam turbines right here. So let's get steam turbines. Again, we want these types, right? Now, it'd be really nice if we could just connect. Which we won't be able to. We can't do that. We have to run an additional line down here. I mean, unless we do... We could just run it down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we can't get away with it. We got one extra. Oh! There we go. Boom. One extra, correct? That's all we need? Oh, that's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And this is just going to run like that. We're just going to run the whole thing on here. So we can cut this, go one closer, and now we can do this. Boom. Boom. Boom, headshot. Actually, it'd be even cooler if we did it like this. And we just move this out one. And we can't connect to this, because this is steam and that's water, okay? We can't connect those, so they're going to stay like that. Wow, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And so simple. I love that. We want 16. This is only 10. If we want 16, I think we can do this, guys. I think we can go like this. Right? Since we want 16, let's do it like this. Oops. There we go. And then we're going to have 8 more on that side. And then we can run the water straight from here. So this can go back 1. And then we can connect right to here. Boom. Much better. Oh my god, it goes all the way too. That's really cool. That's much better system. That way this can just go right into there. Okay, I like that much better. Alright, so let's collapse this system now. I think we're good. Let's collapse this up. Honestly, we could do it to right there if I just make it a regular pipe. Okay, so there's our fuel interaction. Our water's in. Our heat is in. That turns the water to steam. Steam is in. We've got a little bit of extra space. Let's run this all the way down, because it's literally going to run all the way around the ship pretty much. Well, give or take. Now we need to do fuel refining, which does use water. We could actually start the fuel processing right here because it connects to the water. And then send the output down this direction. That's not a bad idea because we have all this extra space, but we're not using it at all, so we don't need to do that. Where else do we need water processing? It's only for fuel production, correct? It should be it, because we're doing everything else up north. God, those engines look so cool. So the water comes in here. Oh, that's the problem we're going to have. It's too far away. And the output, right? Output is not that big of a deal. There's no more space here. This would have to go out 1 more. Which means that has to go over 1 more. This whole setup would have to move over 1 more that direction. So this is the water coming in, right? How many of these do we want? Maybe 4? Right, that's it. Why would we do this any other way? It's just so simple. Alright, then we're going to want to go out right here. Let's leave ourselves a little bit of space. 4 should be enough, but maybe we want 5. Okay, there we go. So this guy is going to do this. And then that means this is going to run the other side. So we'll start with these. There we go. That's perfect, actually. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Yep, that. Okay. Then duplicate, then go like that. Okay. So there's the output. The output's done. Now the input is just input. Super simple. There's nothing else to do. It's just... Can we put it... That's it. There's the input. God, that's so easy. That's it? That's the whole system? It's so simple, man. God, this ship is turning out to be really easy. Okay, let's duplicate this. We need more space down here. We need a lot more, actually. Remember, we can always kill it. I kind of wish we were using this space. I don't like this. Oh, I could just put the storage right here. Now, The storage is very important. Because the same setup we have for these rockets, we're going to use again. This is so easy. This is like the easiest setup there is known to man. I know some people said, oh, there's an easier way. I said, show me, and they can't show me how it gets any easier than this, so. All right, so let's put this on the ship somewhere. We don't really need, we've got to put it in the middle. We don't need the grabbers. We just need this to be able to get on the ship. There we go, boom. I mean, again, we'll move this around, but this is where, so actually this will be really easy. All we have to do is make sure this lines up. So that means we're going to want one of these first. And to make sure it doesn't connect with the steam, we'll just move it out one. And we'll just copy this and horizontal it. That should be enough. There you go. Boom. And then this guy can just go down here. Boom. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's glorious. It's glorious, I tell you. Nice. So nice, man. And again, that little blip, I don't really care. It's fine. Actually, we just move this whole thing out. There we go. Everything's reconnected as far as I'm aware. Yeah, that should be right. Water, correct? Yeah, that's all water. This is steam. Does not connect. Okay, great. This is the fuel processing area, which is super slick and easy. All right, so we've got, let's see, fuel refining is done. Propulsion basically is done. I mean, I need to move it around a little bit. Maybe make it some bigger a little bit. All right, so there's all the fuel processing. That's super easy, man. That is super simple. Just runs on the regular belt. We will have to bring the belt around. So let's do that real fast. Again, just goes all the way around. It's not much to do. Let's work on now plate forging. And we already did the asteroid processing loop. Well, I mean, we didn't put everything in, but plate forge. So we're going to use 2 forges, and we're not going to use special ones, just like totally like regular ones here. Let's put it like this. And they're just going to pull in stuff and put it out, but I think they can put it out back here. Right? That's the loop for iron is going to be right there. They're going to be making... Oh, do I need to pick? Oh, this is not forging. It's just smelting. No, it outputs plate, right? Wait, this makes iron ore. And okay, maybe what we do is make this make the iron ore. And this will consume it. Maybe that's how we do it. So every 32 seconds, we're going to get 500 iron. This consumes 20 to make 2 every 3.2 seconds. So every 32 seconds, which is 10 times this, we get 500. So this could actually run 2 of these, which is not great for our balancing. I mean, one thing we could do is have double the setup here. All right, so that's a pretty good system right there. Again, we have the capacity if we need to add modules, like let's say it's not producing fast enough or something like that. We can even add efficiency modules. Right? We have modulability is what I like about that system right there. These don't have modules, correct? No, they don't. Okay. These do. So we have we can add modules to this stuff, which I think is good. I'm going to start out with no modules, right? And then if I need the modules, I can add them. Okay, off camera real quick, I kind of was kind of messing around with the ratios here for making rockets in space, which I've never done before. So, and I noticed that this is pretty much the ratio right here. It's really, you only need 1 coal producing plant and 2 explosive plants can feed about 5 of these rocket manufacturers. So knowing that, I think I know what I want to do now, and we have some extra space if it's needed, I believe. I did want to move the plate manufacturing because the plate forge, really, we don't need plate until after we have explosives. So the plate was just going to have this weird belt that didn't really make sense. And with explosives, we can just make them back here and then move them in with the plate and start building stuff. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move this guy in to right here, and I hope we're going to be able to produce... I really only did this many of these guys, but if we need more, we can do something like that to expand it. So we'll have some extra space here if necessary. It's probably best to just add it now, but we can wait, it's fine. I was also thinking, what if we put... You know, I was saying I want to use this to interact with the ship if I have to. What if I just pulled this in, and this could be used for... Basically what I need it for is coal and sulfur. That'll be coming off the main resource belt that's going around. And we don't have to put anything else on the belt because we're just going to produce coal and we're going to eat it right here. And all we're going to put out is explosives. And if you look at the rocket, it just needs plate and explosives. So this is really where we're going to need only really those two items. So why don't we just set this up? Let's do something like that. And we're going to use this. And now if I do need stuff for the ship, I'll put it on this belt as well. Like, you know, I don't know, shards of ice or something like that to keep a buffer. But I really don't see the need for that. So I also don't, well, I don't need those. What I do need is this because I need to connect all this stuff. But what I do want to do now is do something more like that. Because I do need to have inserters in here. So with this, there we go. Now everyone has water. This is also only going to be in. Right? We'll do it like that. Maybe we can just kind of do what we've been doing. So right here, we're going to say this is only, well, it doesn't matter. It just needs carbon and sulfur. So it doesn't, this doesn't really, I mean, I don't need to filter it. It's going to filter itself. And then this guy just needs coal and sulfur. So I do think this guy needs a going back. Well, that's going to be interesting. Because that's not going to work. This guy has to have 2. Because this guy has to pick it up after he puts it back on the belt. Alright, so I think we solved that problem. And if we add 2 more, I'll figure out the piping in here. It's not a huge problem, I don't think. Okay, now we have... you know, just these guys. This is that simple. Just explosives. And the thing I want this to do, actually, is feed a thing going this way. Should it be... yeah, usually you want loops. So let's create a loop right here. We're going to want to go like that. Right? Like that, all the way around. I think we should go all the way out in case we expand this. Let's see. There we go. And then we're going to go up through here to connect to the rest of the system. I don't know where that's going to connect. Let's just do it like that for now. There we go. Okay. All right, so that's that system. Again, we have extra space in case we need it. Let's now cut this guy back to where he needs to be. Like that. Again, lots of extra space here. Let's just do it. I don't like having extra space. I think it looks ugly. All right, now we have a little extra. We don't need all that extra, but just in case I want to maybe make some extra rockets or something, or I can, right? All right, now we're effing around up here, and we also don't need any of this pipe. We just need these, and I'm just going to go like this. Because that's basically what it is. Okay, now we've got... And I think what we do is we do this, and this is a turn. And then we got this doing that. So we need... What is this supposed to be? This is just explosives, and there's no... It's all the only thing going to be on the belt, so that's perfect. Then it gets it on here. And now we're ready to create our stuff. So we can grab this and just start pasting it down. Now, with this many, I think we can do some extra up here. And we can have the same thing on this other side, I think. Like that. So the problem is kind of going to be right here. Is that how do you put that back on a belt? So if we put that back on the belt, it will go on the opposite side. So there'll be space. That's nice. And then what we'll do over here is we'll just put it right on the... Well, we don't need that anymore. That's it. That's the end. So everything up here is just plate and explosive, right? Something we already produced. So let's do this. Let's go back here, and we're going to come up to... Yeah, this is the iron ore. We can't stop yet. But we can do this. Same thing we're going to do down there. Make a huge circle right here. Actually, let's back that up one. It's going to look cooler if we leave a space. All right, so at least our resource belt is done. Right? That is the extent of the resource belt. Then we're going to have stuff dumping off, right? And that'll go up this direction. Let's expand the ship now. It's time. There we go. We're getting almost done with this thing, though. We're almost done. Let's keep going with this. Again, I can turn it right here. And then from here we do, you know, bullets and stuff like that. I don't know how many. Probably just the same thing. Probably just copy this whole thing. Ooh, I don't like that. Let's move that. That's not really proper. There we go. Yeah. Yep. So we might be able to put a couple more of these in. In fact, that's probably fine. Why don't we just do it like this? Why don't we just go copy vertical? If we have an extra one, like we have an extra one, like who cares? And then we'll just do the same thing up here. Copy this whole thing. And this will be ammo. We're just gonna do regular ammo. If regular ammo doesn't work, what we'll do is we'll do the piercing rounds, but for now, regular ammo. Until I know it doesn't work. It's just much easier to do stuff with. So for this, we'll just go. Well, you don't need this many probably. Oh well, I'm gonna do it anyway, just all the way down. This will just transfer plate over here. Right, these would be plate only. These guys are gonna have to export to the munitions belt, which I want to say we should do right here. Why don't, before we get any further now, though, we're starting to get into the exterior, right? We've done our explosives, we've done our plate forge, we've done our munitions plant. And now it's time to start putting grabbers in, start putting guns in, and figuring out where our military needs to be, figuring all that stuff out. Something like that will probably be a good idea. This is where you want to put the grabbers on first. One there, and one on these corners right there. We already have those, I believe, so let's just start putting them down. We're going to need 20 of those easy. All right, we got the rare, which means these have 3 arms, so this is going to be awesome. Yeah, see, you can do that and it overlaps. I mean, almost exactly. Not sure it really matters. Yeah, this is probably fine. And we're going to do the front of the ship first, because that's going to tell us almost everything we need to know about. This is the hardest part. The side is going to be copy, copy, copy. It's going to be pretty simple. The front is the harder part. So let's put the guns in the front, because I want to say the rockets have better range. Yeah, 36 versus 18, right? So let's put the guns up here. We're going to need a bunch. So I think for guns, we probably should do what we did last time. We'll have like a double layer here. And then we can just feed him from a belt that comes in right here. All right, so this can just come on in here. Go up here. Let's go across. Back down. See, that looks really bad, but that's okay. We'll make it work. And then he comes this direction. And it goes like that. There we go. All right, so that's going to feed in these guys. Let's just copy this. Let's do it a second time. There we go. Now we can get our rockets in here. The rockets we're going to set up to only fire like medium guys and stuff, because they don't need to fire at the smaller stuff. So again, I don't know how many rocket turrets we need. We can probably put one here too, because it has a good overlap. Why don't we put 2 here? So that's good. Let's just load these, right? Boom, boom. Okay. Now again, these are about the best. I mean, you can't fit any more in there. All right, I'm gonna do the rest of this. I'm gonna cut most of this anyway. I'll be right back. Hold on. Let me set up all the guns and stuff. All right, I've got pretty much all the guns in where I want them. I've just kind of been filling in basically wherever. I left it kind of light up here. We can add some more guns if it's needed. I just want to see what happens before I start adding guns everywhere. And I might just do a reload. I don't feel like building a whole new ship is worthwhile. I just need to see what I'm into, right? I added a lot of rockets or rocket launchers all around the side. You can see right here. I don't expect to need them as much as the other guys, but we will see. Again, the back is pretty covered as well in case they come in from the back, especially when we're parked. And then I basically made sure all the belts are working correctly. I made sure these guys are plugged in because these actually weren't connected. So that's connected. And then while we're screwing around, why don't we start to get some solar panels up here so I can power this to start working at least a little bit. Nothing else should actually happen, but let's get the nukes online. The problem is going to be we don't have water, because just having them online won't do anything. How do I get water? Maybe what we can do is, let's see do I have ice down here at all? Like, do I have any ice? No ice. No, there's no ice at all. So why don't I see about collecting some ice maybe from here. Oh, there's some ice in here. It's probably because I'm pulling it in. Why don't we dump the ice? And first, let's request ice, okay, up here. And then we'll request 100 ice, and then I'll dump it so it'll just go right to this ship, I guess. Well, you can do 100, I guess. 50. Well, let's do 100. Okay, cool. It doesn't have any, and there's none on the planet. Now we'll go back here and we'll dump this ice. There we go. It'll drop it. There we go. Should start picking up more. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, they're here, so let's use them. And again, this probably will work. It's kind of an experiment here. We do again just need to get those nukes going. So let's set these up, and then we'll get a whole bank of them down here. How much power is that going to be getting at us here? There we go. Okay. Ice is going. Wow, it's powering a lot of stuff, actually. There we go. Okay. That should give us a lot of water. The nukes are starting to get power, right? It's going to take a while for the temperature to build up, but we already knew that. So this is working perfectly. Really just until these fill up, it'll stop pulling water in, and it'll just start backing up here. Let's go dump more water. There we go. Nice. So far, no problems, I really see. These guys should be... Oh, they're not aimed. Okay. Oh, because we didn't connect that. We need to do it down here. There we go. Okay. That should work once we start getting iron ore. Oh, we need both. Calcite as well. Is calcite going? Yeah, calcite's going. Oh, we're getting a buildup of iron. Do we have the stacks inserters yet? We do. Okay, cool. Let's do that. We need to be exporting in stacks. The problem with... Wait. These have multiple things. These need to be stack inserters. There we go. You can see how now we have this backup of iron. That sucks. So we're going to have to do the same thing here. The iron ore can only come out... Let's see if I can make this... Yeah, because this... Let's see. Iron ore. I don't think this is going to work. Let's see if it reads it. It doesn't read it. Okay. So that's pointless. So we're going to have to say, okay, this guy should only run if this has less than, I don't know, 20, I guess. Oh my god, it's got a ton. Less than 20 iron ore. There we go. But it's too late now. I think this won't move now. Why don't we just set this to like 1,000 for a second? And then we're going to have to do the same thing with all these. Except this one's going to have 2. How do we do this? Well, this one works, and I think this one won't work either. Because it's doing ice and... What's it called? See, I think we can't limit this just to keep producing. So this limiting is kind of bad. Let's take this off. Let's say we're not going to care about this. No, undo this. How do you undo this? Okay. Because we can't hold this thing back based on what's on this belt. We just need to kick it off, like out of the ship based on what's on the belt. So that's what I was going to do for this. Is right here I'm going to do something. So let's just do that. That tells me, okay, I have 3 spaces. You can read everything. You're going to say, look, when iron ore is greater than 200, maybe 500. Because remember, they're going to be stacked. All right, is this up to speed yet? We have nukes? Yes, we have nukes. So let's kill this now. We don't need this anymore. There we go. We should have full power now. And we're barely using any of the power. Let's check the power here. Badass, guys. Now, we don't have a lot of stuff online. We should get these online fairly soon, once these are all done. So fuel gets it first. Then we get iron. That's a little bit of a problem because I really want to make... We really need to make ammo first. I don't want to move if we don't have ammo. I'm gonna put those. I'm gonna put these charger dudes back down because we don't want to run out of juice here. And this is helping us. Are there any more spots I can put these? I mean, I can put some here for now, and I can always pick them up later. Yeah, this is good, but I'm not seeing. We don't have enough of this running. Are these guys full up? What do they need more of? Waiting mostly on water. We're just not getting enough ice coming in. Wish I could move. I could move this a little and bring it back. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to move this a little bit, and then we're going to bring it back. We're going to say, okay, I want you to go to Volcanus. And then we'll have one back to Novice, and we'll just say, hey, go to Volcanus. How much juice do we have? We have plenty of juice. We'll pick up some ice and stuff, and then we'll come back. All right, we're gonna go. Let's watch it. If we start getting in a little bit of trouble, we'll move back. We'll move back. I just want some bigger asteroids. See all the see those grabbers? Those rare grabbers are amazing. Oh, and I gotta change these because they're gonna fire at everything. There's a lot of ice right there, and we're gonna get all this ice. Well, that might not be able to get. See? There we go. Lots of ice coming up. All right, let's go back now because I don't want to run out of rounds. Go back. Tons of ice should be coming in now. Actually, how do we check this? Well, there's one way we can check it. Let's copy paste this. And we'll just flip it with an H here. Yeah, 58. That's funny. We don't have a lot of ice, but we have more than we used to have. All right, good. We should have a lot of water coming out of this. This is not working, so why don't we mirror this over now? There we go. Now this belt is filling up, like, kind of a lot, actually. It's got a huge amount of stuff on it. That's better. Why is it going back and forth? Don't do that. Go back to Novice and just sit there. Please go back. We don't have enough water and stuff yet. This ship is really hard to keep going. It just needs to build up, and it's hard to do that at Novice. You know what I mean? And I don't have enough. I don't feel like we can go to Aquilo yet, or Aquilo, or whatever. So the next thing I need to do is set these guys to only fire at big guys. Target priorities. Just large. How do you do large? Is there a way to? There's a way to do that. Ignore unlisted targets, and I'm really gonna have to copy paste this to everything. We don't. Oops. We don't need these guys shooting at all that stuff. They're just wasting their rockets. We saw a medium? Oh, there's medium ones? Then no. I only want huge and big then. None of those. Alright, stopped at Novice and paused. I put this to make sure it stopped. Now we've got at least something to work with. I think we've got, let's see, how many ice do we have? 13. That's not a lot. But it's something to work with. And now I'm going to set all these guys to not shoot at stuff that's too small. Really, I think even medium our guys can handle. We don't need them to shoot at anything medium-sized. Okay, so I got that all set up. Guns, I think, can just shoot at anything. I don't mind that. Look, we got a huge amount of ammo now. And ammo is going to be built up. Yeah, when the ammo is all built up, like, it's going to stop. Good, we got a lot of stuff coming in. This is looking really good. I like this. How much of... Yeah, 240. Okay, we're doing really well. Nice. Got a lot of good stuff in here. Dude, we have 1,000. Let's put this down to 500 now. We really don't need... Well, let's keep it. Let's keep it. We kind of need everything for now, at least. Let's look at how we're doing on power. It's the main concern we had, right? All right, our nukes are online. It seems like we have enough power. We really still don't have enough water, and we're not even producing that much. But yeah, 7 now. See, we just don't have that much. Let's keep dumping this stuff off. Let's just go down here and say, hey, Novice wants ice, and then it'll just go back and forth on its own. So we want ice down here. Let's say 500 at a time would be good. And then let's do the same thing for this guy. Let's just load it up with ice. So instead of 100, let's go 500. And then it'll transport it. And then we can just say 500 here too. There we go, so we don't waste rockets. Once this guy fills up, We won't need water for that anymore. And then again, we're going to need water for this. This is another process we need water. So we need tons of water. And it's really, I just want to build up on munitions. So I also did it, set up our Mun's belt so that rockets are on the outside and ammo or rounds are on the inside. That way they don't clog each other up, right? One will clog. They're going to, like, if I have too many rockets, that side will clog. We can't put more on there. If I have too many rounds like I do now, that'll clog and it'll all stop up as you see it is. So it's kind of its own, like kind of a self backup system. I do like to have those. And you can see we're starting to back up on. Oh, that's interesting. We can't put explosives on there. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to say, okay, if you have, right, read all belts. And you're going to be looking for, and really we want stacks anyway. Let's do stacks for this guy. There we go. So I'll do the same thing with these guys, and let's do whole stacks again. I think the stacks is a really good idea. There we go. So how do I get this plate out of here? There. So it's going to take that off, and until I see those guys pump out more, there we go. Okay, now we can kill this. There we go, and this, because I want it to be the same with both sides. Great. All right, that fixed that. Well, this guy is fine. I don't mind this guy. He's cool. In fact, I don't want this to stack because I don't want that much stuff on the belt. All right, so these guys I do think will get, well, they won't. They'll stop. Okay, good. So we're making a lot more rockets now. These guys are pumping. That's good. How are we doing on water? We're starting to have a buildup of water? What? Shut up. We're just really pumping the water out. Oh, it's because of this. Nice. How are we on fuel? Getting there. These tanks, those are huge tanks. I mean, not really that necessary, but it's fine. Again, the nukes are doing really well. This is a great idea. We don't need this much power, but if we ever do want to add modules, we're going to need the power. The biggest thing I'm worried about, really, as always, is water. We just never have enough. I think we're starting to get too many of these guys, though, so maybe what we can do is set this to a lower amount. Maybe like 300 would be good. They just kind of clog the belt up. We'll just set this to 300 as well. Maybe all these can be 300. Ice can be 500, I don't care. But we'll do 300. If it was 500, it would clog the belt. Alright, that gives us a little bit more space on the belt here. Alright, we're looking pretty good. Rockets are not all the way good to go, but I think if we go to Aquilo, we would make it. Aquilo. I think we would make it. Let's leave the solar panels on here just for gigs. All right, this system's looking pretty good. It's not my favorite, but it's good. Oh, here we go. This is another problem. So I think we do these. Okay, I think we're gonna have to switch these. Okay, I think I got it now. I rerouted the water like I said I was going to, and that makes it much easier, I think, to run basically a double belt system here. So I've got long hands to deliver the explosives. They will not be stacked, but that's okay. Again, I don't want them to stack. They just need to fill up the belt, right? And then we're going to be fine. And the way I did this is I've got carbon on one side and sulfur on the other side, and I'm reading the belt. Whenever it has less than 100, it will put another stack on the belt, and that will make sure it doesn't get overloaded. I've done the same thing here with coal. It only does 100, so none of these will work unless it has on 100 or less. So now let's turn this thing on, and it should start to work. Let's turn the carbon guy on as well. I had a different setup I was going to do, but I like this one a lot better, and I'm glad I could do it this way because it was really looking really ugly, and I didn't like the way it looked at all. So here we go. We're going to make some explosives now. Remember, we have to wait till the coal comes out. This belt's going to get a little bit tight because everything's going on the inside. I think that's going to be okay because we're doing 100 each, right? So there should always be plenty of room on the belt. And again, this guy's going to wait till he has a whole stack before he puts it out. Again, making a lot more space on the belt for a more compact area like that. So there we go. Now we're making explosives. Got plenty of water because we've just been sitting here, really doing nothing. The water is not that built up, though. I thought it would be a lot further along than it is. How are we doing with this? Oh, we're just not using any power at all. Probably consuming only solar power at this point. So this is much better. I like this system a lot better. These aren't coming out as fast as I would hope. Is it because we're just building up? Is that what's going on? We don't have enough carbon. Let's go look at our carbon and see what we've got here. 132 carbon, Just not getting a lot of carbon coming in. We don't have a lot of carbon rocks coming in even. We're not throwing them off, are we? No, we just don't have any. So I think what we do is we need to fly again. We just can't do enough. So let's fly again and see what happens here, see what changes now that our system's slightly different. We've got water on the way. We should probably wait for that. We could also import some coal for the time being. Why don't we import some coal? And then when this thing gets all built up, we'll concern ourselves with when this thing gets all built up, we'll concern ourselves with flying back and forth, because sitting in one spot is going to be the problem. So I need to make sure that on Aquilo, we don't just sit in one spot, right? Unless there's a lot of rocks coming in, and I think in that case it's fine. When we get to Novice, we'll just jam. Like, we don't need to wait. So I think what I'll do is make it fill up on fuel when it's at Aquilo. Then when it goes to Novice, all it has to do is drop stuff and come back, because sitting there is going to make this thing run out, right? There's not enough rocks coming in at Novice for this thing to stay full. Now, actually, that's actually not how it's going to work. I just remembered that. Aquilo, you have to jump off from Fulgora or Galeba. So actually what we'll do is we'll go to Fulgora. There's some rocks there, a little more than Novice, I guess. But there's still not enough to just sit in orbit, I don't think. So let's sit here at Novice and see if we can get all the coal we need here. So what I'm going to do is, I'd really like to just put it into where it needs to be. I probably could... Well, that's only going to get me in one spot. I'd really like to get it on the belt. The belt is all the way over here, though. All right, there we go. Okay, so I can get it out at least now, and now we're going to have a bunch of these guys working. We have enough sulfur. We don't need anything else. We really just need coal, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, so now we're going to take off. I think we're good. We don't need any of this other stuff. I'll leave it set up just because we might have to come back. But let's send this guy to Fulgora. Kill this, kill Volcanus. We're going to go to Fulgora. Let's go there. Let's just get this thing going back and forth. I want to see if it can actually make it to Aquilo. Because that would be dope. Okay, so we're going to go to Aquilo. Then I'm going to cut this video. We'll figure out how to set this thing all up when we get back. When we on the next episode. So when we get to Fulgora, there's no wait condition other than requests are satisfied. All requests satisfied. When they're satisfied, go to Aquilo. Then we're going to just do a certain condition. I don't know. Plate equals 0, or wood, I guess, equals less than 0. All right, we're almost there. We're picking up some much needed resources. Now, if you see, rockets aren't doing anything. This is all guns, which is totally fine because it's pretty easy to get to Fulgora compared to these outer planets, right? Okay, now we're going to Aquilo because there was no condition to wait. So we should see probably some larger ones. There's a medium one right there. Those are medium. We're looking for large. We might have to turn it on for medium too. But so far, just bullets. Oh, there we go. You saw that. It was a large. See the large ones? Big. Whatever big is. Is big... Let's see. What is big? Big. Okay, huge. Big and huge. Okay, so this is much more of a hassle right here. We're getting rockets going off. This is awesome. And a lot of ice. That's great, because that's really what we need. Probably need a couple more grabbers up here, honestly. This might not be enough. Got a lot of stuff coming out, but not been able to grab it. Look, that just ran into the thing. Why didn't you grab that? It's full up? What's going on? Oh, it's not... stack? Stack? Will stack do better? I don't think it will. Let's do it on this side too. I don't think stack will help much here. But we got lots of stuff coming in. That's really good. Tons and tons of ice and everything. Not having really any problems. Nice. How are we doing on munitions? We're still doing really well. We got tons. We got tons of muns in the pipeline here. There we go. This is easy. And we're going back and forth already? Stopped. Okay, great. Because result is 0, right? That was pretty far. That's actually really far. And I'm surprised we didn't get achieve, but I bet we don't get achieved because you have to drop to the planet. So let's look at power. Let's see how much power we just consumed to see how our power is doing. Let's go to 10 minutes. Yeah, we consumed a lot more power, obviously, during that run right there. So pretty awesome. Again, the power output of these guys is insanely small now. So we need more steam turbines as we get closer to that planet. That makes sense. So let's look at the rocks coming in. Not really much coming in. A lot of just stuff hanging around, but I don't see any coming in. Look, nothing up front. All right, well, this is good. We got plenty of stuff now. Plenty of stuff to destroy here. Let's actually duplicate this guy, because we're going to need a lot more of that, I think. I have a feeling. Yeah, it'd be nice at least. What do we got here? We have no carbon. Again, let's do more of this. Again, we can make this a stack. Let's make this guy a stacker. He really doesn't have anything else coming out, I don't think. And that should give us more space on here. We don't need another one of these guys. There we go. Okay. That, again, we just want to make sure there's space on this belt. There we go. More carbon coming out. That's nice. Okay, this is looking good. Ice is doing okay. How's water? Water is low. Wow, we're already full up on fuel already. Okay. This is a decent ship. It's not great. It's a great first run at the battleship, though. And really just a few things hovering around here. We don't want to sit here very long, it looks like, because we'll just run out of resources. So I think what we do is there's got to be a way to count how many rockets we have. I wonder if we can just do this. All right, let's try it like this. And then to here. There we go. Okay, great. Now I should be able to see how many rockets do we have. So let's add another condition. Circuit condition where rockets... There's only 3, huh? There's a lot more than... Oh, okay. I'm like, there's a lot more than 3 there, bro. 1,000 rockets. How many actual rockets do we have? It doesn't say. This is just going to make sure that we've got a good amount of ammo and stuff, okay? Let's see, greater than... Well, it says 1,100, right? So, 1,000? There we go. Those two conditions are true. So that looks good. This should fly back and forth. And again, it's going to stop if we don't have enough ammo. Because if you don't have ammo, you can't make the trip. That's what really matters. You got to have ammo to make the trip. And I think this is the best place to sit if we are going to sit somewhere. Because these have, like, bigger rocks flying around, see? And they do come in sideways. Alright, well that's good. It's mostly ice, but that's okay. I guess that makes sense. We're getting a lot of... let's check our rock situation here. Always tons of that. Not much of that. And tons of ice. Okay. So carbon is going to be a problem. Alright, we're full up on... almost full up on explosives. Alright, let's let her rip. I think this is good. I'm going to take this off and we're going to see what happens. Now it's just going to fly back and forth. It should have plenty to get enough fuel. I'm not worried about fuel. If there becomes a fuel problem, we'll set a fuel condition or something like that. So I think the grabbers are probably fine. It's just that the belt's getting full. Which is kind of funny if you think about it. Alright, this is looking good. We're dumping water. We need carbon. Carbon's what we need. The battleship is alive. Nice. I don't think we can crush faster. I don't think you can add speed mods to this. Because I'd like to get this to... Oh, you can. Nice. Let's just crush everything faster. We've got power, remember? Crush faster. There we go. Nice. That is going to help, I think, a lot. So, yeah, we should... There we go. There we go. We're going to get fill up on fuel cells? This is going to be awesome. I think we got it, guys. I think we got it. Nice. How are we doing on all rocks and all that? We don't even need to check that. 40. That ain't great. That is not great. But again, it's pretty cool because we're making this thing wait till we have full munitions. All right, I'm happy with this. I think it's great. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments section. I mean, power's way super overkill. I probably don't need this much power at all. You know what I'm going to start doing, though, off camera? Is I'm going to start putting modules in all these. So, like, I'll put probably prod mods in these, although I don't need that. but I'll put prod mods in these probably, or speed mods maybe. You know what I could do is put prod mods in here, so we get more water output. There we go. That's much better now. That should help our water. Good, man, good. Again, we have plenty of power. I'm not concerned at all. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Battleship success, I think. It came out a little bit different than I thought, but this is kind of what I wanted. And I really like the rockets. And it's not that hard to make the rockets. It's actually pretty easy. Anyway, I will see you on the next one. Stay frosty.